morning. It's just a little bit after morning. So thank you very much. We knew all along that we could rely on you for your integrity and your responsiveness to our queries. Thank you, ho. So we're very proud to show you 98% of, almost 98% of the results, with over 90,000 of the precincts already being counted. It's scrolling lang ho eh. So can we go back to number 1 of Senator? Ito po yung mga 62 to 52, 52 to 61. So let's show, can we show the first one? Nag-scroll siya. Are you excited to see the last 4? So let's just wait, ha?
Ma'am, on-cam na lang. Kukunan na lang namin later.
Kukunin nyo na lang later.
On-cam na lang kayo.
Yes. So as far as our press, we just wanted to acknowledge that we already have the data we could not see earlier. And we received it when we were told we were going to receive it based on this morning's press conference. I think we should always give where credit is, we should give credit where credit is due. And thank you so much to COMELEC for giving it to us. You said this morning you would give it to us this morning, and we're getting it now, just a little bit after, just a few hours after the morning. So we have eyes on the entire 98% now, and for that we're happy. And you will know what is indicative already of the final 12, indicative already, because we still have 2%, of the final 12%, of the final senator. So you can see here, in the senatorial, is this the, ito ba yun? Oh, this is not the chart. I'm gonna take yung link na pinadala ko. So they're having a difficult time. But we have 98%. I will show it to you on the screens very, very shortly because the data has been brought in. Do you want us to read the file to you? No, you see it later. It will be coming out. We will just format it there. In the meantime, back to something that's very important. As we said, the reading of the results will be the auditing of the results will be very, very important, no? It's always important, but even more so important now. For the RMA, it's already happening right now. They are in Citadines at the Bay, and they are starting the count now. They are going to continue that for, I think, several weeks. I think it might even reach more than a month. They are doing that now. What they're going to do is they're going to open 763 ballot boxes, which were chosen randomly. And then they are going to count that manually. Paano ba mag-count ng manual? Tara style. Itataras ho nila yan, and then they're going to compare it to the transmitted count to the ER of that particular precinct. And then, may questions tayo because maraming complaints na hindi accurate yung pagbilang. That will be answered ho by the RMA. So we are very eagerly awaiting the RMA. Next ho, very important rin yung unofficial parallel count because it will check if what was transmitted, especially since naghintay ka tayo ng konti, what was transmitted ba is exactly what came out and was printed. Just to give you an update, we already have 2,314 election returns, all from NCR, here in the command center right now. It should be more, but the rains were very heavy, so our couriers, the rains were very heavy yesterday, so our couriers actually were not able to pick up anything from the hubs. We are told that they have resumed picking up ERs, so we should have more ERs coming in towards the evening, especially from the Luzon area. So we would have wanted to have more at this point, but well, we cannot account for the rain. So we were able to show it na ba? We'll be showing it in our screens very, very soon. Or we can even send the links to you because most of you are already in the command center Viber thread, right? About the unofficial parallel count. I think you've seen that a while ago. First, the ERs will arrive here for the unofficial parallel count. The ERs will arrive here. They will be received. So we will log now. We received this ER from this particular precinct so that we know it's in-house already. After that, they are batched. You see what they're doing in the room a while ago. They batch it in groups of 20. Okay, so they batch it in groups of 20, put them in an envelopes, it goes to another group who scans them. So that data is scanned. They scan the local, the national, and the party list. And then that will come out in the screens in the computers over here. And that's what the verifiers are verifying. That will be compared to the transmitted data. Pareho ba? Tama ba? It should be pareho. In the ideal world, dapat walang difference. And that's what we're doing now. So we're not happy with just one verification. There are always two sets of eyes that take a look at every single ER to make sure na pareho yung na-assess. If there's a difference between verifier 1 and verifier 2, it goes to a third verification with senior trustees of PPCRV.
Ma'am, would you like to answer yung explanation ng COMELEC dun sa naging discrepancy or duplication na nangyari?
I thought I answered it. Our answer is thank you for giving us the data. We got the data. That was what really we wanted to see. In the important, you're asking me what's our response to COMELEC. I think the most important thing is we have now eyes in the data, and that is all that we ever asked for. Because that is what we owe all of you, the transparency to see the entire count. So our response is thank you very much. And as I said a while ago, we were told that we were going to get it in the morning. We got it a few hours after. So, Chair George, thank you. As I said, you're a man of your word. Thank you for sending us the data. We are grateful that we can now see exactly what you're seeing also. Thank you, ho.
But ma'am, can you categorically say that there's no dagdag bawas? Kasi yun yung thinking
Ah,
ng mga
is there
expert.
dagdag bawas?
So just to assure
Ah,
the public.
okay. That one we will see in the audits. That's why the audits are important. The RMA will tell us may dinagdag ba, may nagkamali ba or tama ba yung machine sa pag-assess ng ballot. So it will tell us, is the machine reading properly if we do manual, or is the machine reading even little marks which are not supposed to be there? That's why the RMA is important. And then with the unofficial parallel count, which we're doing here naman, we will see if the transmitted data is exactly as same as the data that was printed out in the machines before the machines transmitted. So they do two separate things. And the good thing is we have two very strong, we have two strong audits in place. And I think we should continue to give emphasis and continued vigilance for those audits. So, may dagdag bawas pa. I'll have to tell you, honestly, I don't know. I hope not, I pray not. But at this point, I have to wait for the results of the audits.
Pero may explanation po ba yung COMELEC kung bakit nagkaroon lang po ng delay dun sa discrepancy? Kasi earlier po sinabi nyo, more than 70% yung administration rate while yung sa COMELEC po ay 98, pero ngayon po ay nag-match na.
Mahaba ho yung binigay na explanation. To break it down simply, there's long processing time. There's long processing time. And COMELEC kasi gets the data in a different format than we do. Yung data sa kanilang server, di ba, MBOC, tapos COMELEC, yung data nila, immediately human readable. Kaya agad napapakita nila sa kanilang dashboard. Yung data namin is machine readable. So, kailangan pa namin i-convert yon into a format that is understandable to everyone. So, my understanding of the explanation, my understanding of it was, one, the processing of the data takes a bit longer.
Tanong ko yung sa ERs, 2,000 na something. Isang ERs ma'am nanggaling mostly or?
All NCR for now because of the rains, and they came from Quezon City, Makati, Manila, Pasay, Mandaluyong. Zero pa ang Vismin. So we are hoping to get loose Vismin earlier today. In fact, may tumatawag na ng mga coordinators. They're on the way na raw here now.
Were there any reports yung coordination experiencing any difficulty in retrieving the...
Yes. You know, every election, that is our problem. Minsan hindi ho binibigay yung ER namin, yung third ER. You know, you're asking me why. That is a very big question for us also. Nandun na nga sa GI, sa General Instruction, ibigay sa PPCRV. Nandun na nga sa label, sa envelope, ibigay sa PPCRV. But sometimes it's still very hard to get it. So we really have to commend our volunteers na talagang who really exhaust all means to get the ERs.
What were the explanations given na why they refused to give to the PPCRV the copies of the ER?
There are none, sadly, because if there were explanations given on the ground, then we would know what to do. But sometimes they just don't give it. And From head office naman, from national, it's already, they did their part. It's already labeled in the envelope na PPCRV. It's already in the general instruction PPCRV. Even in the trainings, the EOs and the EBs are told, please give the third copy to the PPCRV. But still, we have that challenge every election year. Sana, next time ho, wag nyo na kaming pahirapan sa mga on the ground.
Ma'am, quick follow-up yung sa, ibig sabihin, ngayon po, hindi na po kailangan mag-convert, talagang diretso na po yung sa data transmission.
What do you mean hindi na dapat mag-convert?
Yung sinabi niyo po kanina, kumbaga kanina po sabi niyo yung machine readable, so ngayon po diretso na din, hindi niyo na po kailangan mag-convert.
Oh no, we process it. The machine can read it, but humans cannot. So we have to process it in a way that all of us can read it. COMELEC, yung kanila human readable, yun amin hindi. Because, now the reason for that is because iba-iba ho kami. We have different needs. Iba ang needs ng media, iba ang needs ng poll party, political party. So they format it in different ways according to the needs of the different groups who were given transparency servers.
Ma'am, when the earliest matatanggap yung sa Mindanao, you said Luzon, Visayas, ERs possible tonight, yung sa Mindanao.
Na-delay because of the rain, so maybe that's in the next 2 days pa. Hopefully, there's some will be coming in already tomorrow.
Ma'am, anong payo sa volunteers natin na to avoid na mas match yung QR code because hindi na pwede maging problem pag ginari or...
Yes, if it's smudged, it's hard to read. No, they know that they're supposed to handle it with care. They come in 2 separate envelopes so that hindi sila dumidikit. And even here, we tell our volunteers, handle with care because if you just touch the QR code, baka mas-smudge tapos hindi namin mabasa. Medyo mahirap nga basahin yung QR code ng party list because it's such a big file. There are 66 candidates. So it's very difficult to read the QR code. So we're telling everybody, please be very careful with the QR codes. Our volunteers know that.
Ma'am, update regarding the volunteers in Basilan. We heard yesterday that they were pulled.
Yes, we pulled them.
So what's the update on what's the status update of those volunteers?
Our volunteers are okay precisely because we pulled them out. And for us, safety will always trump anything else. The most important is the safety of our volunteers. They're okay. They are safe. It was not a very safe situation in the beginning when there was warfare going on between the 2 feuding families, the 2 feuding factions in Mindanao, but they're okay now. And there were some issues there. Late na sila nakavote doon sa Datoodin, in Basilan. They voted a bit late na kasi, first of all, natagalan dalhin yung machine sa kanila in the afternoon, and then yung dalawang machine pa na pull out after dumating. But they were able to vote successfully in the afternoon, kaya wala naman hong failure of elections doon. And thank you for asking about the safety of our volunteers. They're okay. Thank you for the concern.
Ma'am, ask ko lang, 98% na to. Yung remaining, are you confident you'll get the whole 100% data or maybe just 99 point something percent?
Yes naman. I
100%.
think it will be a matter of time. Pero usually the last 2% tingi-tingi eh. So parang you'll get little. Based on history it's tingi-tingi na lang yung last 2%. Konti ko, you'll get little trickles before you complete it. But I have to say, 98%, almost 98% in less than 24 hours. Good job on transmission.
Ma'am, what's your general assessment of the elections yesterday, including today, and any recommendations for future elections?
Our general assessment, it was more peaceful. There were less incidences of violence, although there are of course deaths, and that's always very regrettable na may namamatay, may nasasawian ng buhay. That's always very sad. But if you compare numbers to numbers, based on the numbers and reports that we have, it seems to be generally more peaceful now. Transmission seems to be good. So parang gumana ho yun, ang dami-daming Starlink ho na dineploy ho ng COMELEC because they deployed anywhere between 7 to 10,000. And you can see that sa bilis ng transmission. In fact, tayo nakakakita tayo ng 98% ngayon. Pero actually yung COMELEC, nakita na yung transmission as early as this morning. So less than 12 hours pa lang, they were already at like 96%. So ang bilis ng transmission. So I think that was very good. Now, areas for improvement, we had many concerns and many reports yesterday about inaccuracies in the counting of in the assessment of the ballots. Like example, ako, nag-vote ako ng isang mayor at maraming ganito, dapat tama yon, dapat bilangin. Pero hindi nabibilang, nagiging overvote, which means, instead of assessing one count, dalawang count ang inassess ng machine. We had a lot of that. For a while, we were thinking, is it happening only in a few areas? No, is it happening only in a few areas, or is it concentrated in a few areas? But based on our data analysis, parang all over all over. There's no concentration. It's all over the mga reports from our coordinators and from our coordinators and our and also voters who called in directly into our hotline. And we're going to quantify all of that in our final report. But qualitatively, marami hong ganon. So we don't know. To your question, is that dagdag bawas? We'll find out in the RMA, and we hope not. Or it's also, we were theorizing, baka because the machine is so sensitive now, binabaan nga yung threshold to 15%, di ba? Baka masyadong sensitive na ho ngayon yung makina na kahit konting marka, binibilang na. And remember tayo, tina-thumbprint tayo bago natin kunin yung balot. If you hold the ballot, at saka may ink pa dyan, if you put it at nag-shoot siya sa oval, pwedeng nabasa yon. Or if you have a little mark na kunwari nag-isip ka na iwan mo yung pen, small tool dot, it can read that if it reaches a 15% threshold. So, as far as we're concerned, we think 15% is too low, making the machine too sensitive already, that even the most minute marks which are unintentional might be counted. But the RMA will tell us about the accuracy of the vote. So we are of the machine. So we're kampante that we can wait for the RMA and see the results about how accurate the machine counts. Any other concerns? Aside from that, well, these concerns were, well, as we said yesterday, matagal ho before we got the first data dump. That took a while, and that was explained, naka-script issue ho. Remember, bago ho yun ating supplier, bago ho ang supplier natin. So, maybe the script was iba from what we were used to before, di ba? And then, yung double count, nangyari nga yun. Kasi in 2016, nagka-double count in 2013 So, but in 2016, 2019, 2022, yung datos na pinapadala sa transparency server, walang double count Malinis nung pinapapasok sa amin. So, again, maybe kasi bago rin ho yung supplier na. I'm just theorizing here, and maybe I shouldn't theorize. So, iba naman ho kasi different suppliers. So, learning curve.
Regarding po dun sa threshold, na-raise na po ba ito kay Comelec Chair, and ano po yung naging response po ni Comelec Chair? Do they agree po na itaas din talaga yung threshold?
We have not raised that issue with Comelec Chair. I don't know if Comelec has heard, because we have been very vocal about it in interviews on behalf of the organization. We really think 15% is too sensitive. And it reads too many things that are not intentional naman, that hindi mo intended na mabilang, di ba? So that's going to be our recommendation. So no, we have not raised that because we have still to give our final report.
Mga what type po yung warning na dumating yung 98%
We got, may pumasok ko this morning para maliit. It was like 1%. And then later at around a little before lunch or a little after lunch, dumating ho yun mas malaking file. Hindi lang ho namin napakita earlier kasi kumakain ho kami ng lunch. Okay, but ito na ho yun. You can see the data came in at 12:59 p.m. Came in at 12:59 p.m. and 91,029 precincts na out of roughly 93,000 precincts ang nabilang na. So, wow, bakit ba ganito? Bakit ganyan? Hindi siya naka-order. It's shown naka-rank na ba siya? Ayan, yan. So, nandun. So, we have yan. Huh? Transparent? No.
Next page na siya.
Next page na siya. Okay.
We'll check na lang.
So, we'll send you that data, but I think it's exciting that we have 98% done already. And we can say that we have eyes on the data that we were asking to see. So thank you for that we have it. Thank you.
Picturean na lang yung for the ERs, yung areas. Can you take a photo of the
Oh, I just crumpled it, but yes, you can. You want me to print a nicer copy?
or pwede mong send din sa ano?
We can send to Viber. We'll send it through the Media Command Center Viber thread. Kung wala ho kayo doon, please see me so we can include you.
I don't have it yet. I'm actually wala po ako sa doon.
Let me know so we can add you. Madali naman i-add.
Sure.
Pwede bang, ay sir,
Ikaw, nandiyan ka, di ba?
opo pero wala akong copy.
Pwede ko palagay sa